Hey girls and boys, it's Mr. McAndrew, the math coach. Really happy to be with you today. So this week we have subtraction, mostly subtraction, some addition going on, but we're going to really make sure that we can review subtraction and get really good at it. So fourth grade is when you officially learn what's called the standard algorithm. It's the way that your parents were taught, the way that I was taught. So we're going to start off by reviewing using place value strategy, then we'll move into the standard algorithm, and then what I really want, the most exciting part is to start to apply it to some fun situations like looking at the tallest buildings in the world, the fastest planes, things like that. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to start here. Okay, you may have seen this before. With just some three-digit numbers to be very clear about why it is that place value strategies and the standard algorithm work, okay? So for example, if we had the problem 425, so I'm going to put 400s here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 20, 2 10s, and then 5 1s, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now I want to subtract, 319. So subtract 300s, 110, and 9 1s. So I cannot subtract 9 1s, okay, because I only have 5 1s, right? So what do? I go to the tens place, and I regroup one of these 10s into becoming 10 1s. So I'm like, thank you very much. I'll take you and break you up and put you over here. That's kind of cool, right? So now I can take away 9 of these 1s. So I take away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So when I subtract it, it shows it in gray. And then you can see on over here, it shows how much I've subtracted. Okay? So I've subtracted the 9 1s. Now I'm subtracting, it was 319, so I'm subtracting one of the 10s. So I'm going to take away one of those. Okay, so there's the 19. And now I need to take away 300. 1, 2, 3. And I end up with 100 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 106. All right, and I got it, okay? So let's look at another problem. Before we do that, let me show you what that would look like on paper, okay? So, all right, so what we did was we had 425 take away 319. So taking away 9 1s from 5 1s, right? I couldn't do it because there are not enough 1s. So I went over here. I took one of these 10s. So now there's only 1 10 left. And I turned them into 10 1s. Remember, like I just did? So now there are 15 1s. Now if I do 15 minus 9, I get 6. Right? If I take 1 10 away from here, then I end up with 0 10s. And if I take 3 hundreds away from the 4, then I end up with 100. So my answer is 106. Okay? All right, so let's go back to our handy-dandy math app. And let's try another one just to make it clear, okay? What if I had 536, so 500, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 36, 1, 2, 3, 4, 36. I'm sorry. Let's delete one of those. And 6 1s. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So boys and girls, I'm not going to ask you to do it this way. I'm just trying to make sure that you're clear on why this all works, because place value understanding is going to be really important, not just for adding and subtracting, but you're going to be doing multi-digit multiplication and division this year, and you're going to need to understand place value to do it, okay? So there's a method to my madness. Okay, so what if we were subtracting 289? Okay, so 289. So again, we're trying to take 9 1s away from the 1s place, but we don't have 9 1s. So what are we going to do? We're going to go to the tens place, right? And we're going to take it and regroup it into 10 ones. Okay? Oh, sorry, I accidentally clicked on that. Let me start this over again, okay? So we have 500, sorry about that, boys and girls, 500, 2, 3, 4, 530, 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so you can't take away 9 ones, so we're going to regroup one of them. Okay, so we took 110 and made it into 10 ones. And now we can take away 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're still left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, or no, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I can count. 7. Okay. So we're taking away 289. We took away the 9 ones. Now we need to take away 8 tens. But there's not 8 tens here. There's only 2 tens. So we go next door, right, to the hundreds place, and we take one of them and break it into 10 tens, like this. See how that happens? So now we can take away 9 of them. So 8 of them, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's our 89. Okay, we still have 4 left. And now we need to take away 2 hundreds. 1, 2. So we've taken away 289, and we're left with 247. Okay? So if we go to our paper, all right, just to show you what that looks like. All right, so hello, boys and girls. So let's look at this. So over here, I showed you how that might look with traditional algorithm. Okay, this is how this would look with what's called place value strategy. All right, so I break out 536 into 536, and I'm going to subtract 289. The way I do it, I think sometimes people do it differently, is I do like this. I go subtract 200, I'm going to subtract 80, and then I'm going to subtract 9. So I remember that I'm subtracting, okay? So I did not have enough ones, right? I couldn't take away 9 ones because there's only 6. So I need to go over here where I have 30. I have 3 tens. Okay, I'm going to make that 20 because I'm taking away one of the 10s and giving it to the 6. So now I'm going to make this 6 into 16. So 16 minus 9 is 7. All right, so over here I can't take away 80 from 20. I don't have enough, right? But if I go over here and take one of these hundreds, and if I turn that 100 into 10 tens, I can give the 10 tens over here. So now I have, I'm going to make, so this was 20, right? So now I'm going to make this into 120, because 10 tens is 100. Okay, so now I have 12 tens, which is 120, minus 8 tens, which is 80, and that gives me 40. All right, and then 400 minus 200, I can do that. That's 200. So I end up with 200 plus 40 plus 7, which is 247. Okay? All right, so let's do one more. I'm going to do one with zeros because those can be the most challenging. All right? All right, so let's take a look at a problem where we have 304. Okay, there's no tens, and we're going to subtract 156. Okay, so it looks like this. All right, we're going to subtract 156. So we don't have 6 ones, right, that we can subtract. So we go to the tens place, but there's no tens. So we can't regroup from there, but we can go all the way over to the hundreds place, right? And we can say, okay, let's take one of these hundreds and let's turn it into 10 tens. Okay, so now we do have some tens. And now we still don't have enough ones, though. We're trying to take away 6, so we're going to take one of these tens and turn it into 10 ones. So we're going to regroup again. Okay, so now let's try. Let's see if we can take away 6 from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. That leaves us with 8. And we want to take away, so let's see, 156. So let's take away 5 tens. 3, 4, 5. Okay, and we still have 4 left. And we're going to take one of these hundreds away. So we end up with 100, 4 tens, okay, or 40, and then 8 ones. Okay, we check it, and excellent. Okay, so let's go back to our paper here, okay, and see what this would look like. So if we use the place value strategy, we have 304 equals 300 plus 0, okay, plus 4 more. And if I have 156, then I'm subtracting 100, I'm subtracting 50, and I'm subtracting 6. Now I can't do, we just did this, right? I can't do 4 minus 6 right now, but I can go to the tens place, right? There's nobody there. So I regroup one of these hundreds. So I take one of the hundreds away, now I have 200, and I give it over here. So now I have 10 tens, which gives me 100. Now I need to take from here, I still don't have enough ones over here, right? So I'm going to take one of the tens, now I have 90, and give it here, so now I have 14. So 14 minus 6 is 8, 90 minus 50 is 40, and 200 minus 100 is 100. So I get 148. Okay? Now if I were doing this with the standard algorithm, okay, I would say it's the same thing. Can I take 6 from 4? Nope. Anything in the tens place? Nope. But I could take one of the hundreds. So now there's only 2 of them, right? There's the value of 200. And I'm going to give that to the tens place. So now there's 10 tens, okay? Or 100 total, okay? So, but I still don't have anything in the ones place. So now I'm going to take one of these tens. So now there's only 9 of them, which would give you a value of 90. And I'm going to give one of these to the ones place. And now I have 10 more ones, which gives me 14 ones. All right, 14 minus 6 is 8. 9 minus 5 is 4. 2 minus 1 is 1. And I got 148. Okay? So, all right, so boys and girls, in your math packet, okay, there is, it says Monday subtraction practice. Okay, so you're going to want to do that. There's 3 problems on the first side, and there's a few problems on the next side. In most cases, you'll be regrouping, but not all the time. There is one problem where you don't have to regroup. You don't always have to regroup, right? This problem down here is a challenge. What I'm asking is, can you figure out what to subtract from 3,926 to get 1,574? Okay, so this is missing. All right, and I gave you a hint. The answer is not 2,452 because there has to be some regrouping that happens. There's one regrouping that has to happen to get this answer. So tomorrow, I will review the problems, okay? But do your best, all right? Use one of the strategies, all right, that we've been discussing. I will tell you there's one problem where you need to regroup 3 times, okay? Because here you can see you can't, like for example, you can't take 9 from 4. So you go to the tens place, you give that 10 ones. Now you can make that 5. Right, you can't take 4 tens from 1 10. So you take 100 and you make that into 10 tens. So now you have 11 tens, and now you have 11 minus 4, which is 7. You can't take 800s from 400s. So you take one of those thousands, right, and you make it into 10 hundreds. So now you have 14 hundreds. 14 minus 8 is 600. And then you have 2,675. So that's an example. All right, boys and girls, do a good job, and I'll see you tomorrow.